The term built green is a curious term. Literally building green means to use materials and practices, systems that protect the environment, that literally keep it green.
Issaquah asked Port Blakely to engage in a green building program, and we had a green builder's guide put together that has some ideas for people who will live in the Highlands so that they can lead a more environmentally friendly life.
We don't build the houses, we sell to builders, but we have the Built Green program, and we've continually raised the bar in terms of the quality of the houses, because this is something that's important for the building industry.
A home that you would be buying or looking at that was a built green type home would be a home that used fewer materials, had less waste. We're talking about materials that are natural. We're talking about wood. We're talking about materials that can be regrown and recreated. We're talking about materials that are grown and manufactured close by here in the Northwest, not only minimizing the cost of manufacture and delivery, but also employing people.
And it used to be that builders sort of dismissed this, or they would simply use it as a marketing device. And they would say, well, consumers don't really care about it. They don't think they're going to save the world by the kind of house they buy.
When builders look at building green, what they often don't realize is how much money it can save them to pursue a green approach to building. There is less waste of materials, so there's less money down the drain from that perspective. There's less to recycle and less waste in the sense that they don't have to be paying for those processes. The systems themselves use less materials. The materials themselves are not necessarily any more expensive than the materials that you would put in a standard house. The practice and the assembly of them, though, is what makes it green and what can make it more affordable, not only for the builder to build, but for the homeowner to live in. When you're creating a neighborhood, it's not the way traditionally neighborhoods were done, where you sort of lay out a grid and everything is the same everywhere. You look to focus your lots, the size, the proportion of the lots, such that the home itself take the best advantage of its natural setting. There are misconceptions. One of them that many homeowners have is that if I have a greenhouse, it's going to be weird. It's going to be kind of strange looking, and it's just not going to be the pretty house that I've always wanted to own. That's not true at all. Passive solar is a very simple thing to do. You've always noticed that sitting in front of a window, you're warmer than when you're sitting in front of a window where the sun isn't coming in. It's very simple concepts of these that allow us to focus a home on its natural environment. The advantages to buying and living in a built green home are remarkable. Number one, and I think because I have children myself, it's a healthier home to live in. There are fewer materials that off-gas. There are fewer materials that would cause respiratory problems. It's a clean house. It's a clean environment. As a dad writing the bills, it's a less expensive house to operate. Because it is better insulated, because the mechanical systems, the furnace and everything are more efficient, it does not take as large a check at the end of the month to support the house and keep the family.
And finally, you're going to have a house with added value, because when you resell it, people are going to want those features. So it makes sense to do it, and it's worth paying a little bit extra to get that value. And then, by the way, you also are helping save the world.
Philosophically, I think we all share a love for our environment and the desire to protect it. And owning a built green home means you're doing your part.